What's going on, everybody? Joe Morley from Joe Morley Sports, and welcome to Week 1 of the NFL. We already saw the Chiefs take on the Texans. Texans have a lot of work to do. I predicted Chiefs to win that game 34-24. The final score was 34-20. Missed field goal, and they didn't go for that at PAT, so I was pretty damn close, right? We saw Clyde Edwards-Helaire break out. Mecole Hardman went into MIA. We don't know where he's at. Patrick Mahomes did his thing. Travis Kelce did his thing. Deshaun Watson and his offense struggled, right? David Johnson impressed us in that first game. Now, let me break down the rest of these Sunday games for you, the Sunday and Monday games, hopefully giving you a thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 5 of my tips, 5 things that I'm looking for at each of the games, along with the odds of and who I think is going to win those games. Are you ready? Let's start with the Las Vegas Raiders, right? They're taking on the Carolina Panthers. A lot of changes in Carolina. What I'm looking for is I think both running backs in this game go off. So if you have Josh Jacobs, you have Christian McCaffrey, you start them, right? That's number 1. Number 2, the Raiders defense I think is better. It's going to be better than what people are expecting, all right? So I'm going to say the Raiders defense is out there and look for the Raiders defense to see how they perform. Number 3, which one of these Raider wide receivers, is it Edwards, Ruggs, or Henry Renfro? Which one of those break out? Which one of the 3 wide receivers break out? One of them needs to. They're all 3 in the starting lineup. One of them is going to have to be Derek Carr's go-to guy. Number 4, I want to know Curtis Samuel's role in the Carolina Panthers offense. They have DJ Moore. They have Robbie Anderson. What's Curtis Samuel doing? And number 5, how is the Panthers defense going to react? They had a great draft, but they have no Luke Kuechly. I want to see what that Carolina Panthers defense looks like. Right now, the Raiders are favored by 3. So Raiders, -3. I'm going to take the Raiders. I'm going to take the Raiders with the points, and I think the Raiders win by 6. I'm not going to put a score on it. I'm not going to give you scores, but I'm going to take the Raiders. Raiders winning. I think the spread is good. I think you could win with the spread as well. Okay, so the next game, the Cleveland Browns versus the Baltimore Ravens, right? Number 1 thing I want to look at, I want to see how Chubb and Hunt work together. I think they're both going to work together. So I'm not afraid of starting either one of them in fantasy. I think they're not going to take away each other's points. Number 2, which running back is going to take over the Baltimore backfield? Is it Mark Ingram? Should Mark Ingram be the guy? Is it DK Dobbins? Who is going to be that running back? And that's what we need to see, because they said right now it's going to be the hot hand. Maybe it's Hill. We don't know. So that's what I'm interested in seeing. Number 3, is Marquise Brown going to be that wide receiver? He gained 20 pounds this offseason. He had a lot of hype behind him. Is he going to break out now? Number 4, how's Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry going to do this year? That depends on Baker Mayfield, but I want to see that wide receiver combo and how they do. And number 5, the Ravens defense. No Earl Thomas, we all know that. I want to see if they're going to be as good as advertised. So that's my number 5. I want to watch the Ravens defense and see if they're as good as advertised, because a lot of people are saying they could have the best defense in the league, but maybe some of the guys they brought in aren't going to be as good. So that's what I'm going to watch. Right now, the Ravens are favored by 7.5 points. That's 1 touchdown. You know what? I'm taking the Cleveland Browns to win this game outright. So I'm taking Cleveland Browns to win this game against the Ravens. Upset alert! Right? That's an upset. But you heard it here. Browns over Ravens, week 1. Now, next game we got the Bears. The Bears versus the Detroit Lions, right? Number 1 on my list. What am I looking at? Matthew Stafford's health. I want to know that he's back from that broken back and he's 100%, because that's where the Lions have to go with him. The Lions go where Matthew Stafford takes them, right? So that's number 1 on my list. Number 2, I want to see what Adrian Peterson's all about. How's he picked up the Lions offense enough to get in there? DeAndre Swift is hurting, right? So Swift is out, or he's going to be limited. They have Kerryon Johnson, who's coming back from a knee injury last year. So I want to see what these running backs do, especially Adrian Peterson, and see if he has enough left. Number 3, Mitchell Trubisky. You know, a lot of people didn't want Mitchell Trubisky to start. I said that that's the best way to go. I think you have to play the young quarterback over Nick Foles, and you have to see what he does. He was hurt last year. He had shoulder, and I want to see how he performs. He knows his offensive line isn't going to be good, so he's going to be running for his life. But can he get the ball to his wide receivers? And that's what we're going to look at. Number 4, David Montgomery. Is he better than advertised? Last year, he disappointed a lot of people and even the Bears themselves. They need to get him more involved, and Matt Nagy knows that he needs to go through the running back. David Montgomery was supposed to be out for weeks, right? He hurt his knee, got taken off the field in practice, and it looked like he was going to be out for weeks. But now they're saying he's on track to play week 1. So I want to see how David Montgomery performs in week number 1. And number 5, the Bears defense. Akeem Hicks should be back. Khalil Mack's there. They lost some key guys, but I want to see how they perform, because I actually think the Bears defense is beatable, and they were beatable last year. They were showing the door, but that could have been because the offense was playing bad. So I want to see if the Bears defense is still that elite defense that we all think they can be. So right now the Lions are favored by 3. Or, -3. The Lions are -3. I'm taking the Lions to win this game. I'm taking the Lions. I know how Galladay's hurt with the hamstring. Marvin Jones might be hurt. So Lions are going in banged up. Lions really don't have a defense, but I'm taking the Lions. For some reason, that's where I'm going. All right. Packers, the Green Bay. The Packers against the Vikings, right? Skull Nation, right? That's what they call themselves over in Minnesota. So, what am I looking at? Number 1 in this game. My key number 1 is I'm looking at Aaron Jones' role. I want to see how much he's going to be involved, how much, Matt LaFleur wants him involved. They were trying to push Jamal Williams on his role last year, but then they ended up getting Jones involved in the passing game, but they also drafted a running back. So I want to see what Aaron Jones is going to fit in this offense. Number 2, I want to see if Kirk Cousins has improved and where Kirk Cousins is, because a lot of people say that Kirk Cousins is the guy that hurt the Minnesota Vikings, but sometimes he has good games, sometimes he has bad games. I want to see where Kirk Cousins is starting this season off. Number 3, I want to see the wide receivers opposite of Devontae Adams. We all know what Devontae Adams does, right? But I want to see, is it Valdez-Scantling or is it Lazard? I want to see which one of those step up for Aaron Rodgers and which one he goes to more often. We want to see who the number 2 wide receiver is. Number 4, it goes to the number 2 wide receiver in Minnesota now. We want to see what rookie Justin Jefferson's all about. Is Justin Jefferson a big part of that offense? Is he going to take over the role that Diggs had? Can he, help Thielen not get double teamed and help that offense out? So we're going to have to see where Justin Jefferson is. And number 5, I think, is both defenses, right? Both defenses. We want to see if Green Bay's defense is coming back from last year, and we want to see how Minnesota's going to react after losing a couple of pass rushers. So we want to look at both defenses, right? Minnesota has a negative 2.5 points. I'm taking the Packers in this game. I'm taking the Packers to win this game. The Jets at the Bills. The Bills are negative 6.5 points in this game. Number 1 that I want to look at, right? Number 1, Le'Veon Bell. We've heard a lot of rumors about Le'Veon Bell not being as fast as he should be. Is Frank Gore going to take his starting job? Let's find out about that. Number 2, I want to see Stephon Diggs. I want to see what Diggs does with Josh Allen in this offense. Number 3, the Jets wide receivers. They don't have any, right? Crowder's probably the only wide receiver. Mims is the guy that they drafted is hurt. Perryman would probably be the other guy that they got to watch. I want to see what they do there. Number 4, Josh Allen. Josh Allen has to take that step up this year. Is he going to make that step to be an elite quarterback? That's what we got to check. And number 5, the Jets offensive line. Do they have an offensive line? And can they protect Sam Darnold? In this game, I am taking the Buffalo Bills to win. Next up on the list would be the Seattle Seahawks and the former Legion of Boom at the Atlanta Falcons, right? This is going to be a good matchup. It's always a good matchup. Seahawks always start off slow. Seahawks are negative 2 coming into this game. So number 1 that I'm looking at, Todd Gurley. I want to see what Todd Gurley has left. I am not expecting him to get a lot of yards this season, but I am expecting him to be a touchdown vulture. So we're going to see where Todd Gurley is. Number 2, I want to see if DK Metcalf takes that next step. Is he involved more in that offense? Is he Is Russell Wilson looking his way more and helping to take a little bit of pressure off of Lockett? That's what I'm looking for. Number 3, I want to see that Falcons defense. You know, a lot of people said they were improved towards the end of last season. I want to see if that's actually true. I want to see if they actually show up this year and if they actually have a defense. So I'm going to be watching for that. Number 4, the Seattle Seahawks pass rush. I want to know where that's at. You know, they got rid of Clowney. I want to see that they actually got a pass rush. And number 5, I want to see Calvin Ridley. Can Calvin Ridley make another step forward in becoming that second wide receiver and helping Julio Jones out? Because we all know Julio Jones is the man over there, right? But Calvin Ridley, with the loss of Austin Hooper, now needs to take even a bigger role in this offense. Next up would be the Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins at the hated New England Patriots, right? I could say hated New England Patriots. Everybody hates the Patriots, right? Unless you're a Patriot fan, then you love them, but everybody else hates the New England Patriots. So what's the number one thing I want to see? I want to see what Miami does at running back. They have Matt Breida. They have Jordan Howard. Which one is it going to be? Are they going to use both of them? Are they going to go 50-50? How are they going to do that? I want to see how they do that, because both running backs have potential. I've always been a Jordan Howard fan, and I like what Breida did in San Francisco. So it's going to be interesting to see how they use him. Number 2, is Sony Michel healthy? Is he going to be the lead running back in New England? We always make that joke that never trust a running back in New England. So I want to see what Sony Michel does. Number 3, I want to see Cam Newton. I want to see Cam Newton with Bill Belichick and with Josh McDaniels and the offense that they run, and if they let him be Cam Newton, and if he is 100%, and all indications is that he is 100%, and a 100% healthy Cam Newton is a great quarterback to watch, and that's what I want to see. Number 4, I want to see the New England defense. They've lost a lot of players by opt-out, free agency, everything. They were the number 1 defense last year. How good are they going to be this year? I never discount Bill Belichick, let me tell you that, because Bill Belichick can take players and make them great. And that's what he does. He has a system. He uses the players to their best ability. So I want to see that New England defense. And then vice versa. Number 5, I want to see the Miami Dolphins defense. I want to see what they're doing. I want to see all the guys that they've added. You know, Byron Jones is over there. I want to see how good they are working for Brian Flores. So that's another thing to look at. That's my number 5. The Patriots are negative 6.5 points in this game. I'm taking the Patriots to beat the Dolphins. I could see it go the other way, but I'm going to go stick with the Patriots right now. So right now, I have the Patriots winning this game. Now, the Indianapolis Colts are taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? Duval, right? That's what they call themselves in Jacksonville, Duval, right? So what are we looking for in this game? The Colts are negative 8 points going into the game, so they're the favorites. Number 1, I want to see what Jonathan Taylor does. I want to see, because I was reading that Jonathan Taylor is coming. They're going to start Marlon Mack, and then Jonathan Taylor is supposed to be the guy who finishes out the game, right? When the defense gets tired, that's when they're going to bring Taylor in to pound that rock. I want to see what they're about. I want to see, number 2, I want to see DJ Chark. What is he going to do? Is he going to be a factor? Is there any other weapons on the Jacksonville Jaguars offense that can take pressure away from him? Or is he going to get double teamed all the time and Gardner Minshew has nobody to go to? Number 3, I want to see Phillip Rivers. Does he still have it? You know, the Chargers said, hey, go find somebody. He went to the Colts. He's behind a great offensive line now. Is he still going to make those mental mistakes and throw those interceptions when he shouldn't? So Phillip Rivers is my number 3. Number 4, I want to see the Jags running back situation. I know they have Robinson starting, but is he going to be that guy? And do they need to bring somebody else in? So I want to see how that running back position works out for them. And number 5, of course, it's going to be Gardner Minshew. We got to see if Gardner Minshew is, living up to the hype that he had last year with the Minshew mania and all that. Is Gardner Minshew as good as advertised, his rookie season when he beat out Nick Foles? But look, Mitchell Trubisky just beat out Nick Foles. So we have to see that. We got to see that. And, with the guys that they got rid of in Jacksonville, it's going to be very tough for him. I'm taking the Colts to win that game. Big surprise, right? Let me say, shock alert, right? It's not really a shock. You know what I'm talking about. All right. Next game would be the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly, right? At the Washington football team. The no-name team, right? The Washington football team. Still hard to say that. I still say it. Eagles are negative 5.5. Number 1 thing I want to look at in this game. I want to look at the Eagles wide receivers' health. Are they healthy? Who's playing? Rhaegar has been on and off that he was playing week 1, not playing week 1. He's hurt. Alshon Jeffrey's probably not playing. How long does Deshaun Jackson last in a game? Because he's always injury prone. So I want to look at the wide receivers there in Philadelphia. Number 2, Miles Sanders. And Miles Sanders' workload. It's come out that he's not going to get the full workload. They're going to try to limit him on stuff. So I want to see how that goes. I want to see how, a lot of people are high on Miles Sanders this offseason, and they want to see where he goes. So let's see what he does with that workload. Number 3 key of this game that I'm looking at is Dwayne Haskins' improvement. Will he improve from last year, and will he step up and lead this offense? That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at him. Number 4, the Washington Redskins running backs. I want to see the Washington Redskins running back. We have Bryce Love. We have Antonio Gibson. Which one of them are going to step up and be the guy? And did they make a mistake by letting Adrian Peterson walk out the door? We're going to find out now, right? And number 5, the Washington football team. Sorry, the Washington football team. I want to see their pass rush. I think their pass rush is very underrated, and I think they're going to surprise people in this game. I think that pass rush is going to be something to watch, guys. So make sure you guys see that. And here it goes. Right. Here, sound the alarm. Upset alert! I'm taking the Washington football team over the Philadelphia Eagles in week number 1. Put it on the board right now. Put it on the board. All right, the next game we got going on, we got the Chargers at the Bengals, right? What are we looking there? We're looking at a couple things here. Number 1, we're looking at the Chargers wide receiver. Mike Williams is out, right? So Keenan Allen is the only guy they have. Who's going to be stepping up behind Keenan Allen? That's what I want to know. Who could Tyrod Taylor trust besides Keenan Allen, right? Number 2, Mixon's role. Mixon was on and off last year. He was in and out, here and there. And he had some good games. He had some bad games. I want to see where Mixon's at in that role. Number 3, I want to see how Tyler Boyd and AJ Green, finally, AJ Green is 100%. Of course, that's what he says. So we want to see that. We want to see Tyler Boyd and AJ Green on the field together and how that offense rolls, right? Number 4, I want to see the Chargers defense. Like, I've been high on the Chargers defense. I want to see what they can do without James there. James got hurt, we all saw that. He's gone for the season. I want to see how they do and what they do to replace him. And number 5, I want to see the 2 quarterbacks. I want to see Tyrod Taylor. I want to see Joe Burrow. I want to see them and how they interact and how they don't turn the ball over, hopefully, and what they do to improve their team's defense chances. The Chargers are -3 right now. I'm taking the Chargers to win this game. There you go. Not a big announcement, right? Chargers taking the win. But they should win. The Chargers should go to Cincinnati and they should win. Now, here's the game that everybody's been waiting for, right? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the New Orleans Saints. Here we go. This is right off the bat, we got a big game, right? This is what everybody's been waiting for all offseason. They want to know about number 1 on my list, Tom Brady. What is Tom Brady going to do in Tampa Bay? How's he going to look in Tampa Bay? Was it Tom Brady that was winning all those in New England? Or is he going to bring that winning method down to Tampa Bay? So that's number 1 on my list. Number 2, I want to see Alvin Kamara. Or Kamara, however you say it. I say Kamara. I want to see how he does. Last year he tore that knee up. Is he back to being 100%? And is that contract wearing on, in his mind? Because he wants that big contract. He doesn't want to put his body on the ground for a team that doesn't want him. So let's see how he reacts to that. Number 3, the Tampa Bay defense. I want to see how good that defense is. And I've been on record of saying that I think Tampa Bay has the best linebacking core in the NFL. But they did give up a lot of points last year. But was that because Winston put them in bad situations? So I want to see how good this Tampa Bay defense is. Number 4, I want to see Emmanuel Sanders. How is Emmanuel Sanders and Drew Brees going to do? Is Emmanuel Sanders going to take a lot of receptions away from Michael Thomas? Or are they going to work together and they're going to be a good combination? I want to see that. I want to see Emmanuel Sanders. That's my number 4. And number 5, the Buccaneers running back situation. They have McCoy, they have Leonard Fournette, and they have Ronald Jones. Sorry, and Ronald Jones was the starter all the way until last week when Leonard Fournette came in. So has Leonard Fournette learned enough of the offense to take over, or are they going to just bring him in on goal line and try to give him a touchdown? I know Bruce Arians has come out and said that Rojo is, the man and is still the main running back, but we'll have to see. That's what I want to see. So that's number 5. Saints are negative 3.5 points going into the game. I'm taking the Saints to win this game. Week 1, I'm taking the Saints. I'm taking Drew Brees and his team, right? Now, Arizona, the Arizona Cardinals, a team that everybody's been high on and everybody thinks that, could be a sleeper team. They're facing the 49ers. 49ers are negative 7 going into the game. What do I want to see? Number 1, I want to see Jimmy G. Can Jimmy G make the throws that he was missing in some of the playoff games last year in the Super Bowl? I want to see what Jimmy G does. Can he bounce back from losing the Super Bowl? Number 2, which San Francisco running back is going to take over? Because as of right now, you would think it's Mostert, but they have, Jerry McKinnon. They have Tevon Coleman. Which one of them is going to break out? Are they going to do what they did last year? The hot hand keeps taking over. I want to see the San Francisco running back situation. Number 3, Kyle Murray. Is Kyle Murray going to take that step forward in his sophomore season? Is he going to take more control of that offense and be the quarterback they need him to be? And, it's a tough task in the division game, but he's played good against the 49ers last year. So I want to see what Kyle Murray does in season number 2. Number 4, DeAndre Hopkins. I want to see how DeAndre Hopkins does in this offense. He was the man and the only weapon Houston had when he was there, but now he's on Arizona, who have, a lot of weapons. They have multiple wide receivers. So is he going to be more of a distraction, or is he going to be the man again in Arizona? I want to see DeAndre Hopkins as my number 4. And number 5, Kenyon Drake. I know a lot of people loved Kenyon Drake last year and what he did, but he was in a walking boot, a couple weeks ago. He's now 100% healthy. I want to see what he does. And really, when he got traded over to Arizona, he only had 3 really good games, out of the 8 games that he was there. So I want to see how they improve and how that whole offense improves. Basically, I'm taking the 49ers to win the game. Now, Cowboys are coming to Los Angeles to play the Los Angeles round. Here comes the Cowboy fans, right? All of them. Of course, I don't even have to say that I'm going to pick the Cowboys. They're negative 3. Cowboy fans are already saying that they're going to go 16-0. So I don't even know why I have to break down this game. Just Cowboys are going 16-0, right? That's what all the Cowboy fans are out there saying. I'm just kidding. Number 1 fact that I'm looking at. I want to see what Mike McCarthy does and his impact on this team. They have Jason Garrett for all these years, and now he's finally gone. I want to see what Mike McCarthy does with the culture and how he gets the players to play for him. So that's what I'm looking for. Number 2, the Cowboys wide receiver situation. We all know that they're 3 wide receivers depth. They got Cooper, they got Michael Gallup, and they got CeeDee Lamb. So I want to see how they interact. Cooper is a little bit hurt, but I'm big on Michael Gallup this year. I know a lot of people are too. I want to see if Michael Gallup actually can take over the number 1 spot. And I want to see CeeDee Lamb. How much time is he actually going to be on the field? Mike McCarthy loves that number 3 wide receiver and loves putting him on the field, so it should be fun to watch. Number 3 out here, I want to see the Rams running back situation. Who's going to take over? Cam Akers should be the starter, but is he good enough to do it? I've been on record saying that Cam Newton is the best running back that comes out of the draft, but will he be the best pro? I want to see how he does in the pro situation, how that offensive line can help him out, right? Number 4, the Rams defense. They've taken some hits. They've lost some guys. Yeah, we all know they have Donald, they have Ramsey, but besides that, what are they doing? Where are they at? How's their linebacker situation? How's the other corner? I know McVay had said on Hard Knocks that he's happy with his quarterback and safety position. Is that true? Is that going to line up? How's the other defensive lineman going to do besides Darnold? Because they've lost people. So I want to see the Rams defense. And my number 5 in this game, my 5 key points that I'm looking at, I want to see the Cowboys cornerbacks. They have Diggs and they have Brown. How are they going to hold up against Cooper Kupp, Reynolds, Robert Woods? How are they going to put up with this offense? I want to see how the Cowboys cornerbacks come out. And really the whole Cowboys defense, right? Because some of their pass rush isn't that good besides Lawrence, and then they have 2 good linebackers. So I want to see what else they have to offer there. I'm going to take the Cowboys to win this game just because of their offense. I think their offense is going to put up enough points, and all you Dak haters can say whatever you want, but I think Dak comes out firing, and of course Ezekiel Elliott, right? So I'm taking the Cowboys to win that game. Now Monday night, 2 Monday night games, right? We got the Steelers, Pittsburgh Steelers, right? At the New York Football Giants, right? My number 1 key in this game, I want to see Big Ben. Is he 100% healthy? All indications is that he is 100%. I want to see if he's back. Steelers are negative 6 going into the game. Sorry about that. Number 2, I want to see who the Pittsburgh Steelers' second wide receiver is. I've been pushing Deontay Johnson all year. I know he's injured with a foot injury. He might miss this game. But I want to see if he does play. Is it Johnson or Washington? Who's going to be the number 2 guy? Maybe Claypool comes up and be the number 2 guy. Who's going to be that number 2 guy? Because that's really who Big Ben likes to go to. Big Ben always likes his number 2 wide receiver. Number 3, Barkley. I want to see how Barkley does with Jason Garrett. We all know that Jason Garrett loves running backs, and he loves Zeke in Dallas. So is he going to get Barkley? Barkley's already the best, one of the top 2 running backs in the game. Can he propel him even higher? You know what I mean? Number 4, the Steelers defense. I'd say the Steelers defense is number 1 in the league and number 1 fantasy team. That's me coming into this. I want to see if they live up to what I'm saying. We all saw how good they were. They were a top 5 defense last year, and I think they're just going to get better. So the Steelers defense is what I'm looking at. And number 5, Daniel Jones. Is Daniel Jones taking that step forward? He doesn't have Eli Manning to rely on anymore, to talk to anymore. It's his team. This is your team. There's nobody coming in to take over that spot. This is your spot. Daniel Jones needs to take over this offense. He has good weapons, and he has a good running back. So now take that step forward. Now insert yourself and say, this is my team going forward. I'm taking the Steelers, right, to win this game. And in the last game of week 1, we have the Tennessee Titans taking on the Denver Broncos, right? So, number 1 key of the game, what am I looking for? I can tell you, Titans are negative 2.5 going into the game. So what am I looking for? I'm looking at number 1, Ryan Tannehill. Was last year a fluke? Is Ryan Tannehill the quarterback, that everybody thinks he can be with the Titans? Or is he going to revert to the Miami Dolphins, Ryan Tannehill? That's what I want to see. Number 2, Drew Lock. Drew Lock was 5-1, finished off the season. Can he continue that momentum? Can he build that offense up? And will he struggle or anything like that? So Drew Lock is my number 2. Number 3, the Denver Broncos pass rush with Von Miller out. I want to see Bradley Chubb, Gerald Casey. I want to see what they do on that defensive line. Number 4, I want to see what the Broncos running back situation with Gordon and Lindsey. Are they going to go 50-50? Is Gordon supposed to be the one that takes over? Because, Lindsey's not a bad running back. He's a great running back. So I want to see how those two work together. Are they going to, maybe they use them both together in the same backfield. That's going to be interesting. So I want to see those two. And number 5, A.J. Brown. How big of a part of the offense is going to be? Is he taking that next step forward? Just like we talked about DK Metcalf in the Seattle game. I want to see A.J. Brown more involved in the Titans office. And I want to see him take over games. Because last year there was like 3 or 4 games that he was amazing. And then there was like 8 games where he got less than 50 yards. So I want to see where A.J. Brown's progressive is. So that's my week 1 predictions and 5 facts about the game, or 5 things that I'm looking forward to the game. I'm Joe Morley. Go to check out me on joemorleysports.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter. Whatever you need to do. You can even check out my podcast. I have a podcast that's on any podcast listening device. Just type in the Joe Morley Sports Show and I'll come up. Thanks for listening and have a great week 1.